So, hey, this is Karen Lindwall-Bourg, a little bit brain dead after a really great conference of last weekend here in McKinney, Texas. With the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, we are recording. I'm going to pray us in, introduce you to just a few snippets of information about NACWE, and then get you started listening and hearing from Tara Jacobsen of Marketing Artfully. And I was looking at the title of her handout that we put in the membership is 100 free marketing ideas for 2018. If you've looked at it, it's 3 pages long and it's not 100, it's almost 200. I'm sure she adds to it every time she gets a chance. I looked her up. I found her because we are focusing on marketing for this month in all of our Tuesday webinars. And we probably next year will focus on marketing more than 1 month because there are just too many opportunities for marketing, and too many things we need to know, and too many new ideas coming out at all times. But I went looking. I'm not even sure if I found you on Facebook. I'm not sure if I found your website. I think I might have found your website or a blog. And in one of those blogs, you were even partnering sort of with Carol Tuttle about how to dress for great marketing success. So I went zooming over there to check it out, and I'm learning lots and lots over there, color and different things. And that was amazing. That was a fascinating concept to me. We need to do a whole session on just that. But I also went looking for you on Amazon, and I couldn't count the number of books that were on Amazon. So you guys look up Tara Jacobsen. I'm going to put her name in here so that you'll spell it right, and her website and various things, and where you can get this free download if you didn't download it from the NACWE membership group. And let me pray for us and introduce you for just a second to a few NACWE tidbits of information, then off we go, because she's going to go fast. And there's probably no way to write it all down. So strap on your Texas boots. We had Texas boots on this weekend. Father God, we're so grateful. We're grateful for people like Tara who are willing to give a whole hour of their time to pop in and talk to us and to others who will listen to the recording later about topics that really enhance and grow our businesses and ministries. We're grateful because it's a complicated process. It's not so easy. And there are all sorts of marketing questions I know that I have, so I'm going to assume that my tribe has lots of questions as well. I love her energetic approach and her colorful approach and her humorous approach, Lord, and I'm so grateful that you led her to write as prolifically as you did. And so I would just pray that you would bless Tara with an ability to just really focus on what she's wanting to tell us. There's a lot of information there. It's going to be lots of fun. And then and bless me with an ability to kind of field questions so that we don't interrupt her too many times, but interrupt her before we go too far. I'm just grateful, Lord. This is the most fun part of my week, and I always take something away. So I would just pray for the takeaway that you have for each person here. What are we supposed to do differently? How is it going to change our mindset, Lord? We just want to build businesses and ministries that are pleasing to you and bring you glory and honor. So help us to do that today with Tara. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. So share real quick. Hold on. So we are, for those watching videos later, we are the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, and we're all about community and education. I'm Karen Lindwall-Bourg. I'm the second president of the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. We call NACWE because Diane Cunningham, our founder and first president, passed the baton to me in April of 2017. So as you can imagine, I'm still getting my feet wet, and I need marketing advice. So I sought Tara out for lots of reasons. You can join us on our Facebook fan page at www.facebook.com/NACWE. And we hope you'll join us as a member so that you're in the smaller and more intimate community. We do work sessions many mornings of the week together. We have a prayer call on Thursdays. We have webinars every single Tuesday. We have a classroom that goes on for miles and miles with over 500 courses in the classroom. So there's a treasure trove of information for you there. if you're watching us, this is the link to use, nacwe.org/join, to come and join us. Or give me a call and we'll talk through it first. I love that. I love talking to Christian women entrepreneurs. We just got finished with our 2018 Take Flight to Success conference. It was the first, had shared the conference with Diane last year, and this was my first go, and it was lots of fun. I'm still reeling from the things that we experienced and the things that I learned at the conference, as you can imagine. So I just wanted to go ahead and put one teeny tiny plug in here that you're going to want to go ahead and mark your calendars for September. I said 20th through 21st, but you might as well mark the 19th through 22nd to give yourself time to come to a pre-conference and a meet and greet and a dinner the night before, to stay late and perhaps go up in a hot air balloon if we can wing that, depending on the weather. We have lots of plans for soaring to new heights next year. So that's the information right there. We'll get a save the date website up real soon for you. It shouldn't be too difficult. And Tara, I'm going to mute me so there isn't a lot of background noise in the video and recording, and let you Zoom. And
awesome.
God bless.
All right. I do not get distracted, ladies. So if you have questions as I go, raise your hand or let Karen know so that we can answer your questions as we go. If you've downloaded the worksheet, you'll see there are 184 items. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you all kinds of fun and amazing things, and your little synapses are going to start going crazy, and you're going to be like, I want to do all the things. But what you want to do is you want to go through, as we go through, and pick a couple of the things and let yourself really figure out just a few that you're going to be interested in doing. And the last thing before I start is please don't get stressed out. The first few I go really kind of into and explain a little bit, and then I see everybody, they start to look like this. They're like, oh my God, we're going to be here for like 15 hours. And it's not like that. It's very fun and very fast. All right, so we're going to start with number one. And these were my goals for 2018. So when I have a goal, I tend to share it with everybody else. But you want to 10x your dreams. And if you want to listen to a crazy person talk, there's a man called Grant Cardone, and he does the 10x rule. And what he says is that you should 10 times your dreams. So for me, you know, if I wanted, my goal is to make $100,000 a year. He says I should try to shoot for $1 million, which is really like, maybe it's wonderful, but it freaks me out. So I just shoot for 250. But he's interesting. He's very salty. So just watch that. Number two is written goals and affirmations. The thing that's going to change your life is if you write down your goals every single day and they're super clear. Like one of my goals is to get my website to 100,000 hits a month. And what happens is when you write them down every day, that day you decide that you're going to do the work to get to that 100,000. You're going to do marketing that works to getting you there. Number three is learn and implement. I love that you girls have like such a huge library of things to learn. But the second half of it is almost more important than the first half of it. You have to implement the things that you're learning, or you wind up just, I had a trainer one time that was awesome. She says you have smart drawers. You take all the papers that you wrote everything down, you put it in the drawer, and then your drawers are smart. So that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for smart people, not smart drawers. All right, business basics. Now this is so fun. I have, and I don't have, oh, I have this. This is, my marketing artfully color is this lime green. And so I put that, everything is lime green for marketing artfully. And then I have another little part of my business that's Paperly People, and it's pink. And if you pick a color for your business, it makes everything easier. Like I'll frequently print out handouts on that green colored paper, especially when I'm speaking in person. And it's so cute because people have come to me and said they were mad because somebody else was using my color. And I'm like, everybody can use green, they're allowed to, but that's the thing. It saves you a lot of money, especially on printing if you're doing printed out materials, because you can just buy a ream of colored paper instead of printing for color. All right, a logo or an avatar, this is kind of at this day and age, but you need to have something that represents you, but you also need to show your person. Human beings in this day and age really are concerned about businesses. They want to know that there's a person behind the brand. All right, number 6, giving away your time. Now, these are all free marketing ideas. There's a few, like 2 or 3 that I thought were really important that have like $15 a year, but all the rest of them are free. So you can give away a free consultation. Now, when I say this, I'm saying maybe 15 minutes, not a 2-hour consultation. But that is one way you can get a lot of people to get to know you very quickly. Number 7 is a free report, course, or white paper. And I love this. I give away all kinds of free stuff, right? And there's a thing called the law of reciprocity that happens. That means when you give away something to somebody, then they want to give you something back. And it could be their email address. It could be, their time. It could be their attention. They may join your Facebook group. But by giving something away, it makes them want to give something to you. And 100% guarantee, and I promise this is the last one. Well, maybe I have a couple more I talk a lot about. But the 100% guarantee is super easy, you guys, because you have to do it anyways. If somebody charges back your credit card, you're going to get a charge back, and it's going to make them mad, and it's going to make your credit card processing company mad. But if you say I have 100% guarantee, you're going to get so much more business because people aren't nervous about whether they're going to be taken care of. They know they're going to be taken care of. And I would say, let's go with my little Paperly People store on Etsy, which is digital downloads. So people could really take advantage of this. I've sold like 2,700 items, and I've had 3 people do it. So giving that 100% guarantee is not scary once you start doing it. All right, next, know your customer. You have to pick a niche. It's so funny. When I started my marketing business, I kind of was focused on realtors, and then I was focused on everybody, and then I did some Etsy things. And each time I picked a little niche, I got more and more customers. Now, you guys could pick a niche. Number 1, if your business is faith-based and you're able to talk in language that people really understand, that's sort of a niche, and it's awesome. It makes it easy for people to understand that you guys already speak a common language, right? So then now you're able to really get in touch with them. Know your customer avatar. You need to think about who's buying your business, who's buying your product. So Karen said some of the people were like, say, in an MLM, which a lot of people think is hard because all your competitors are exactly, the same. They're selling exactly the same thing as you. But say you were selling essential oils and you really focused on helping kids with ADHD or kids with attention or children with behavior problems. Wow. Now, all of a sudden, you're totally different than every other one out there. So it's a thing that can really help. But you need to know who your customer is, not just who you're selling. Okay, market where they are. You need to make sure that you go to Facebook or Instagram and it really is terrible because a lot of times we don't like the places they are. But as near as you can, you need to try to figure that out. The example of this is if you're, and most of us aren't, ladies, but if you're selling to 15-year to 17-year-old kids, you have to be on Snapchat, whether you like Snapchat, understand it or not, because that's where they are. Now, for me, a lot of my people are on YouTube and a lot of my people are on Pinterest, so that's where I am. All right. Let's go down to 14, Fiverr, Fiverr. Now, a lot of the things that I talk to you about are going to be something that you may not necessarily know how to do yourself super easily, right? Like if I say make a, Facebook post that looks like this, you may be going, oh, I just don't know how to do that. But on Fiverr, people will do things for $5. So it's I wouldn't have them write my legal brief on, my disclaimer or anything like that. But for making some real quick graphics or helping you with something little, it's always worth it. And my trick is what I'll do is I'll hire 3 of them for $5. And then whichever one does the best, if I have more work, I'll just keep hiring that one. So at the most, you're wasting $15 if everybody's terrible, but usually they're really good. And they have a rating system, so you can see right there. All right, graphics. Canva is amazing, and it's free. It is the best thing. And the cool thing about them is they will set up all your social things, like the Facebook ones this way and the Pinterest ones this way and the Instagram ones where they'll help you with all that. You can make handouts for your in-person events with them. They have templates. They have everything. And no, I am not paid by Canva. I just love them. PicMonkey is an older version of Canva. So if you like PicMonkey, then use PicMonkey, because people who like PicMonkey love PicMonkey. Okay, if you're making infographics, a couple things to know is if you have an industry, and I know some of you girls were in the financial industry, there's data in that financial industry that makes really good infographics, like how much people are saving in each of the different age ranges. You can make a really cool pie chart, and people get bedazzled by pie charts. And you could use either one of those two, Infogram or Easily, to make infographics, and you could share them. Now, the one addendum, that's not the right word, but we're going to keep going, is that Pinterest used to really like those super tall pins. They're called giraffe pins. They don't. They like the pins to be at the tallest at 1240 right now. So they want them to be like a little bit skinnier than they are tall. They don't want the giant ones anymore. All right. If you need pictures, first off, you can do search.creativecommons.org, and all the pictures there are free. Now, I also have a page on my website of like a ton of places that have commercial free photography. So, Karen, if you think about it, remind me to give you that link. Okay. Make a quote a day graphic. Oh my gosh, how fun would this be? You guys could do a scripture a day or something like that. Those are the kinds of things that you could share that would show your faith without like really, and make it match like the Venn diagram of your business. So make it somewhat related to what you do in your business. All right. I am so bad at on apps. Do you guys use apps a lot on your phone? Yeah. Okay. So camera and DSLR Pro are good for making your camera better. Like I have an iPhone 7, and so I can take really good pictures. All the pictures you see I take on my website and for my product shots are with a phone. The phones are so amazing now, and those are all free. That VSCO, if you're editing pictures on your phone, is amazing. Oh, that's my site, bestfreestockphotosites.com. That's fun. And I vetted them all. They're all good for commercial. They're COO licensed. Okay. This, if any of you do product pictures, PhotoFuse is amazing. It will take the background away from your picture. So say you have a picture like this. Well, that would be really hard. Say you have a picture like this and you want to take everything away from it and just have the picture there. They do that and it's free. All right, video. I can't tell you guys, we're sitting on a Zoom video. You got here because because Karen did a live video. Video is a thing. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And so you need to be doing video. Now, there's a really cool, so say you're not quite ready to go full bore and start doing video in front of everybody. There's a really cool, and I'm not checking my email. I want to make sure I'm good on time. There's a really cool site called Use Loom, and it lets you do video emails. So say you just met with somebody, you could shoot them a little video email and say, oh my gosh, it was so nice talking to you. If you have any questions, let me know. You don't have to do it like all jumpy like I do, but do it your way. Screencast-O-Matic.com is free or $15 a year. You know, when you see people do those videos of their screen where they're maybe doing something, That's how you can do it, and it's amazing. I have all kinds of huge graphic programs, and I use screencast-o-matic.com. Do any of you have blogs? Okay. Lumen 5 is amazing. What they'll do is they will automatically import your blog post. They will match it with pictures, and they will make it, you know, those videos that BuzzFeed and all those places where they'll have the top 5 things from that blog post, they'll automatically make it for you. And if you want to change your pictures or you want to change your headlines, you can change it. It's amazing. It is amazing. If I had to pick one thing that we've been to so far, check out Lumen 5 for video. And the nice thing is you don't have to be in it if you're nervous. Okay, Facebook Live. Instagram stories. Are you guys doing Instagram stories? No. Okay, I think one of the reasons people don't do Instagram stories is because they don't understand what they are. And luckily, I have a 20-year-old, so I can tell you. Okay, so what happens with Instagram pictures is you're making this curated version of your business, of your life, of whatever. Now, a story is, if I set up over here like a photo shoot, I wouldn't want to take a picture of my crazy office with my antlers and my birds and post it on my Instagram, you know, feed. But the stories is kind of the behind the scenes. And now here's the thing that I didn't get that I have heard from business people is about a third of the people look at the feed and about a third of the people only look at the stories. So if you're not doing stories, they're never going to look at your pictures. They only go to those ones on the top. So it's worth it to try, you guys. And you don't have to be in them if you don't have to. Okay, podcasts, God bless you. If you could do a podcast, please do. They're not the easiest thing. Okay, video meetings, we're on a Zoom. Like you can do, if you're doing those 15-minute free consultations, Zoom is free too. So you could do it without ever leaving the happiness of your own home. Okay, if you're a coach, a life coach, a business coach, anything like that, you need to go to Quora.com and you need to start answering questions. Because what I'll do is I'll answer questions and then people will follow me. Or sometimes if I'm not excited about the question, I'll put a link back to my website and they will follow that link back to your website so you can get free, super targeted web traffic. It's amazing. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Milo Tree is really cool. On your blog, and it's not free. I think it's $9. It was free. It made the list, and then it went to $9. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She's an awesome girl. She has the Blogger Genius podcast, which is really good if you like to listen to business podcasts. But what it does is it puts this little pop-up that comes out and grows your Instagram or grows your Pinterest or grows your Facebook. And it's super easy to add to your website. Like it took me years to figure out how to get a pop-up on my website. This was like, oh, you can do this in 2 minutes. Excellent thing. All right, search engines. Windcher for WordPress number 49 is really cool for tracking your keywords. So if you're doing any SEO, that is my favorite free SEO tool. SEO book number 51 has a lot of good free tools. Oh, there's one that's not on here. You have to write it in. Write it number 53 and a half. Uber Suggest. UberSuggest. Oh, of course, I don't have a pen. Usually I clean up my list while I'm here. That is an amazing SEO research tool. It's on Neil Patel's website. It's excellent. But number 53 is the funnest keyword research tool you've ever seen. It's this little old dude, and it gives you a ton of ideas for your blog posts. So it's wonderful. All right. SEMrush number 56 is very good for getting your, like doing some keyword research about your own site. And it is an expensive tool. It's like $100 a month, but they'll give you the top 10 for free, and you can research your competition, see what your competition is doing. This is a huge one for me. that I have a bone to pick with most people. Most people will use Bitly for their shortener, but if you use Google, it goes into Google, the biggest search engine in the whole world. So if like for a lot of the sites that help you post to social media, you have to use Bitly, so use Bitly. But if you're just making a link, make a Googly link and you'll do good. All right. Any writers on, or I guess some writers could come afterwards. So writers, if you're doing content marketing, you could post your blog post to LinkedIn Publisher. And what that means is when you go to LinkedIn, it'll say, do you want to do a post or write a post? And if you say write, then it allows you to have, it's almost like an article on LinkedIn. So especially if you're doing, like if you were doing coaching, corporate coaching, business coaching, things like that, that may be a really good place for you. Google Trends is such a great, number 62, is such a great place to mess around. Like you can go in there and look and see, say you decide, oh, I'm going to make a product about Twitter marketing. And you go into Google Trends and you type Twitter marketing and you see it used to be like this and now it's going like this. Well, don't make a product for Twitter marketing if the interest in it is going downhill. So it's a really good place. It's free. Everything Google's free almost. Okay. We all know about the normal social media. Snapchat used to be doing pretty good. It's not. WhatsApp is for young kids. Okay. Whew. When you do Pinterest, you're going to go to Pinterest and you're going to type in the highest level of things that you're doing. So say marketing, right? And then underneath it are going to be little boxes that say realtor marketing or Facebook marketing or whatever. And then say you click on the Facebook, then it's going to say Facebook marketing at the top. And then it'll have a whole nother little string of them. And say it says live video. And then you click on that and it keeps going. That will tell you exactly what to name your blog posts and what you should be writing about. So if you don't know what to write about, go into Pinterest and start following their little bunny trails at the top, because that's showing what thousands of people are searching for easily. And then hashtags. If you're going to post on Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn now, who knew that one was coming? And then Twitter, all of them use hashtags. And this hashtagify me is really cool because it'll show you, it's so funny, for the author ones, the author marketing, there's a really weird acronym that comes up and it will show you that it's related to other things. It's very cool. Hashtagify me. You can go get lost in there. Make sure your banners are formatted the right way. Like you can sort of get away with square. You can, like if you can't do it, do square. Okay? But otherwise try to, work with me here, people. All right. Buffer app is kind of my favorite. I don't know if they still have absolutely free, but they're very, very cheap. Cloud is gone. So don't worry about Cloud, number 75. It's so funny. Over the course of the year, I wind up having to cross some of these guys off as they go away. Number 54 is gone. Compete is gone. You can cross that off. Later for Instagram was really, really interesting. So I'm not a big Instagrammer, so it's definitely worth a peek if you do Instagram. All right, Pinterest, cross off number 78, board booster's gone. And just so you know, this is not free by any stretch of the imagination. But the nice thing about Board Booster was that it looped the pins, your Pinterest pins, and Tailwind last Friday got looping. So it's very exciting. I love them. All right, let's see. Oh, Google Alerts. If you're struggling with what to post on your social media and you're in an industry, you can use Google Alerts and they'll send you all kinds of stuff for free to just post. And then you don't have to struggle with what to do. Pay Paperly's amazing too. It lets you make this little newspaper, and what they do is they aggregate millions of articles, and then they just give you the really good ones. So that is an amazing way to find stuff to paste. All right, I think everybody knows about Evernote. We're going to go over to 87. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Okay, what to share on your social media? Interview an industry expert. People will show up. Yay! All right, infographics, unboxings, which means when you get anything. Oh my gosh. So say you ordered something from Carol Tuttle's shop and you unbox it. People love that. It's crazy. Like there's whole YouTube channels where people just take stuff out of boxes, right, Courtney? Is it Courtney? Yeah. She knows. Okay, how-tos. I do almost all of my videos are how-to videos. And a lot of them are the screen capture videos, where I am in the little corner down on the bottom, but it's not anything big. Military shout-outs are always great. Feel-good stories. Only when they have happy endings, right? You kind of want to remember that your social media is supposed to uplift people rather than be a place where, especially for your business. Now, if you have personal things that are attached to your business, then feel free. Like if you're a politician, you get to talk about politics. But if you're not a politician, try to kind of stay away from it a little bit. Cheesy sayings. I love cheesy sayings before and after. And of course, kittens, the internet runs on kittens. Okay, email marketing. It does. Everybody likes kittens. If you're going to start an email list, and if you do not have an email list, you have to start an email list today. You will thank me in a year. MailChimp allows you to have up to 1,000 free contacts, so there is no reason not to. People freak out. I'd say the number one thing people freak out about having a newsletter is they're like, I have no idea what I'm going to put in my newsletter. This is what I do with my newsletter. I think about something to talk about that happened that week. And you can sign up for my newsletter at marketingartfully.com. There's a newsletter button right at the top. You can copy my format. You can copy anything of mine you want. And then I have in the section in the bottom, free stuff I find for them. So I give them free stuff every week. Like last week, one of my favorite artists has this like a summit, you know, where they get artists together and they do, I don't know, they show you how to do artwork. So I shared that. I have a lot of Etsy girls on my list, so it matches, right? Like I have a lot of artists on my list. I share my stuff, and then I have a little section where I share my blog posts. And so don't make it harder than it is. It can, if you think of it as something that's wonderful for them and that helps them, then you wind up with a really cool newsletter. Okay. I don't know if this is as important, but you should. Like I have Tara at Marketing Artfully. You should have that for your business card. I functionally have pterodactyl at Gmail because I got it in 2002. I don't know that anybody really cares anymore, but try it. Okay, number 104. And I think this is the thing that I have told people that they've been like the most. In your outgoing email, sell something. In your signature line, either have them sign up for your email if people are forwarding your stuff. If you are an Amazon author, put a link to your books. If you have a wonderful membership, make sure it's there. And not just like here's a link to my thing, but a reason, like a call to action. Check out my amazing 100 free marketing ideas, download or something like that. Because that way, every email, like it's easier to sell to people who know, like, and trust you. And if you're emailing them, then they obviously know you somewhat. So that's a big deal. Okay. 107 and 108. I really, this has been on my to-do list for like 4 or 5 years. You were thinking I was going to say months, no years. But these things will automate things. Like if you post a picture to your Instagram, it will save it to a Google file so you never lose it, or so you can use it in your other marketing or whatever. They do amazing things. I wish I did them. They're on there because they're free. I just think that I think if you're If you're mathematical, they're easier too, because they're like logical. All right, meetups and networking. Start going to see humans in real life. I love sitting behind a computer, but if you can go meet humans in real life, you cannot go wrong. And then print out a flyer on a beautiful colored piece of paper that is your color, to give them, because people hand out business cards and nobody cares. Nobody's running home and putting your business card in a database. But if you hand them a flyer with something that will help them, then they'll notice you. If you can add 5 people to your database a day, you can have a business that will change your life, right? And I did this for real. I have almost 8,000 people in my database. I get like 85 a week now. So it's not as hard. But when I was starting, when I was trying to get the train going, if you just add 5 a day, it makes everything work so much better. You have people to talk to. People will ask you questions, and then you can answer their questions. It's amazing. And then you have to come up with an amazing 30-second elevator pitch that's not weird. Like, I went to this one networking event, and this lady said, I do a holistic blah, 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 blah. And she went on and on. It was probably 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm like, so what do you do? She's like, I'm an acupuncturist, but I don't like to say that. I'm like, how is anybody ever going to know that? So have an elevator pitch that is really good. Okay, holding events. Free venues. You can always find free venues if you like to do that. Just ask people. I wouldn't ask venues. I would ask people that hold free events. They know where the free events venues are. Most IHOPs. Now, this is one thing. Like, so some IHOPs will make you have like $150 minimum and things like that. Don't do that. There's lots of places that would like business owners to bring people for free. Get your featured guest speakers. You could tape it for YouTube, or you could do it as a Facebook Live. Like, just sit there. And it sounds so weird, but people love this stuff. They love behind the scenes. They love seeing anything. Eventbrite is a wonderful way to have signups. They even allow you to have free signups so that you know who's coming to your event. Number 120, the girl who I wrote all the books with is an amazing event planner. She used to do all our events. And her number 1 tip for all of you is free food. If you give them free food, they will come to your event. Now, do you have to pay for that free food? You can ask a local business to help pay for it. Like, a lot of the mortgage guys will help pay for it. A lot of the insurance guys will help pay for it. Or you could ask a person who makes things if they would like to sponsor it, and then everybody gets a taste. We're not saying you have to give them an 18-course meal, just something to nibble on. They like to nibble. Okay. Oh, sponsors pay for food, number 121. Okay. If you are a local business, number 123, this is the most amazing thing that I think most entrepreneurs do not understand. On every local paper, if you go to, usually it's on the side on the right towards the bottom, it says submit a story. They mean submit a story for a news crew to show up at your house or place of business. You just have to have a good story. Right? So like, if you're helping homeless people, if you're helping dogs, if you work with disadvantaged youth, if you've done something, and then what you have to do is you have to physically write the story for them. Like, you can't just say, hey, we did this. You have to explain, because they're super busy and they don't get paid very much anymore. So if you come up with an amazing story, they will come to your place of business. It's awesome. All right, you should write books. I write lots of books. And the reason why you want to write books is it makes people think you're smart. It just does. It's a thing. It's a holdover from the publishing industry that if you have books, I bet you did find one of my, I have gotten so many opportunities because I have books. And people will contact you. You get to be speakers. You get to do these kind of things. It's just amazing. And it's not hard. You do it in Word. You can do it in a Word document. You don't have to think, oh, this is going to be hard. Just publish a digital book. Okay. 130 Grammarly will keep you from looking like a bad writer. It fixes your writing. I don't know how they do it. It's free. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, we're getting near the end, girls. Okay. Referral marketing. This is so fun. I just did one of these. One of my friends opened up a shop, and she was like, I'm going to have one of those cards where 5 people come in. When people come in, they tick off 5 things, and then they get 10% off. Well, that's preaching to the choir, right? They're already in church, in your store, in your whatever, so you're not getting any additional benefit to it. If you do a referral card where you give, I use Vistaprint business cards, 500 for $10, and you give it, and it says referred by so-and-so, and then you give them a discount, you will get more referrals because you've done everything for them. And then you give them a gift every time they refer somebody, whether or not that person buys, because you want to spiff them for being a good friend. That's the reciprocity thing, right? And then you love on them because those people that give you referrals are the most amazing human beings in the world. Give them a little thank you gift. That loyalty program is 133. Okay, 135. This is the thing. So you guys all did that referral program. I said referral program, you all looked really sad. That's because there's 3 types of people in the world. There are normal people who are not entrepreneurs like us. They're just going about their lives. They're my kids' volleyball moms. They don't care about business at all. Number 2 are called, I can't remember, mavens. My husband's a maven. And what he will do is if you ask him about a camera, he will research that camera. He will tell you exactly which camera to buy. And he will never tell anybody else, right? And then you have connectors, and I'm a connector. I will, every time now I find out about a Christian woman, will make sure to refer her to here. I refer to Carol Tuttle if you don't know how to get dressed. I do all these things. So you want to figure out the people in your database, or if they're not in a formal database, the people in your life who are those connectors. Take them to lunch, give them kisses, send them food, one of those lovely fruit basket things. Those are the people that will refer business to you because they can't help it. Like if somebody gets broke down out front of my house, I can't just go, oh, I hope you're okay. I like go out there. Then I have to call the tow truck that I know is a really good tow truck. And then I'm like, oh, never mind. I'll just put you in my, like those people, find those people. All right. Send a thank you note every time, every single time. We're having a little coup over here. Somebody has to go potty. I may have to run for 1 second. All right. Reviews and testimonials. Yeah, I think I love comment cards. I often do comment cards. The one thing is that you can't be offended because people will say things like, excuse me. I would not let him out, but he's just going to keep doing that. But people will say terrible things about you on a comment card and freak you out. Throw those away. The other people who are just slightly like, oh, I wish you would have done this, consider doing what they said, because we get really in a rut and sometimes they have great ideas. 143 may be another super important one. You have to be interesting. You have to be interested in what you do. I see so many people selling their business and they're like, yeah, I got this thing and, you know, we're supposed to be pushing it this month. So would you like some? Nobody's going to buy your thing. Like, you have to be like, you have to buy this thing. It's the most amazing thing. Not as much as me, but like normally. Okay, number 144, if you're in a business that has the ability to see people, wear a name tag or a shirt with a logo, because people can't tell by looking at you what you are. right? Like, so you want to let them know with your branding. Pens. I love to give out pens. If you get a good pen, I use these things called javelin pens, and people kill for my pens. Oh, signature hat or handbag, 148. If you do not like the idea of wearing a name tag or perhaps a dorky t-shirt with your name on it, you can be the lady with the giant purple handbag, right? And then you always are there with a the lady with the handbag. Nice. I love it. Talk to people, stickers, call your database. I'm terrible. I do not like to call people. Okay, be a speaker. The best thing to be is a speaker. It's the best because then people think you're smart and they listen to you. Because, you know, you're the speaker. You guys think I'm smart. You don't know me from Adam. And I seem smart because I'm talking, right? All right, handouts and all. You want to give them a handout. Oh, nope, it's coming up. Do you know how to get speaking events? Tell everybody you're available to speak. Say, I'm a speaker. Do you want me to come speak? No, that's an excellent, see, who wouldn't know that hat? It's a cheetah. I love that. Put it on your social media profile. Now, Help a Reporter is an amazing site that will ask for people to give you, reporters ask you to be a source. Now, it's really hard to use. I'll just tell you that. But you can get some really good things. Okay, 158 has made me over $20,000. It's a punch list. This is a punch list. I have been asked to speak at national conferences. I have gotten coaching clients. I have gotten regular clients. I have made tens of thousands of dollars from having a punch list. Now, it has to be a punch list for them, not for you. So think about it. A lot of people, like there was a lawyer in one of my groups when I gave this talk, and he's like, I'll do a punch list on 10 reasons to hire a lawyer. I'm like, nobody wants that, right? You want to make it a punch list of 110. And this is a secret. I don't tell everybody this. So I will have people say, you should have 10 ideas, right? And I should, because 10 ideas would be easier for you to absorb, to implement, to do all that. But if you give them 10 ideas, they go away. If you give them 100 ideas, then they're thinking all kinds of things. And so the more you can give them at this stage of the game, the more you want to give them, right? So if they're just learning about your business, if they're just learning about you, you want to make sure to bedazzle them. Bookmarks are still, Gretchen Rubin, who's a best-selling author, just last week said, hey, if you want to get a free bookmark, I'll send it. I emailed her. I'm like, I love a bookmark. Okay, 160. When I was still selling clients, this was my little form, right? Like, so I would go out and we would talk about things, and it was my proposal, right? It's laminated. They can't keep it because it's laminated, right? So if you laminate stuff, when I used to speak a lot in person, I would give away a copy of the 100 Free Marketing Ideas laminated, and they would be like, me, I want to be the laminating things makes it magical. Okay. Door prizes, it does, you know it. All right, direct mail, thank you, personal notes. Oh, 168 is amazing. So I have it under direct mail for email too. And it's, I saw this and thought of you. So I will sometimes send to every realtor in my database something that I saw that I would send to my best friend. My best friend's a realtor. So if I see something really cool and I'm like, oh, I got to send this to Deb, I will send it to my entire realtor database, because I can say I saw this and thought of you, because I would have thought of them, right? Individually. But that is such a good way to communicate with people. It makes them feel special, and they are special. Okay. Now, there's one in the real locations because most people on the internet don't have real locations, but there's one in there that's super important is when you're doing a giveaway, please make the giveaway related to your business. So don't give away an iPad or a free massage or anything like that, because what you get is a list of people who are interested in that, not interested in your business. So I would rather have 10 people sign up for something that is related to marketing than I would like to have 1,000 people who want a free iPad who don't care about me. I don't know if you have any Etsy people, but if you do, then you should use Marmalade. It's the most amazing thing. I love it. Collaboration, Asana and Slack. Oh, I have a new one. If you like to do things, airtable.com. It's like this totally beefed up, insane, wonderful spreadsheet thing. That's like my new, I just wrote a post about it for the Etsy girls and I love it. Okay, and these are the 3 most important, and I think I'm not going to hit 50 minutes, but I'm close. Number 1, 182, give more than you said you would. I gave you guys 184 things when I promised I would give you 100, right? They're just lines on a piece of paper. It doesn't hurt me to give you more. Anytime you can give people extra stuff, it makes them so happy. Like nowadays, everybody's trying to give everybody less. Give them more. Give them 184 things. Number 183, do not let technology stop you. If I said anything and it's freaking you out, go to YouTube and do a search. How do I do this thing? Because on YouTube is how to do everything you'd ever want to do. And number 184 is the most important. We talked about it before. Pick 3 things. Like, don't try. There was a lady that tried to do these. She went away. She came to one of my events. She went away, and it was closer to 100 then. And she did 60 of them, and she was so proud. And I was like, I have a new list. Like, a lot of them are different now. And she almost cried. You can't do everything on this list, but you should pick 3 things that you think will help your business grow. That's it.
Oh my gosh, you rock. I'm sitting here laughing through the whole thing.
And you thought I couldn't do it.
I said, there's no way you're going to be able to get through all of that.
I've done it in 20 minutes now. It's really ugly in 20 minutes.
That was awesome. You paced it really well. You categorized it, and we appreciate that.
Yay.
Yeah,
does anybody have any questions?
I do. Who's the author of the book you mentioned when you were talking about multiplying your dreams at the very beginning?
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone?
Yes. Little and salty Grant is.
How do I know if I'm going to spell? C-A-R-D?
Grant, C-A-R-D-O-N-E. C-A-R-D-O-N-E. Grant Cardone. And he's crazy. Like, he's crazy, but he really helped me because I've always been like realistic goals and things like that. And functionally what he says is if I decide I want to take my income from 100,000 to $1 million, right? Like what I have to be willing to do that is so much bigger than what I'm going to do because I want to double it, a little bit more than double it, right? And so it's like really inspiring and really exciting and really cool. And then just know he's insane, right? But he's really good.
Anybody else questions other than me?
I did. I wanted to ask about the referral marketing category and the follow-up plan. Number 131. Yeah. Let's touch on that again.
You should have a very specific follow-up plan. Okay. Yeah. So if you say you have, and I'll give an example from real estate because it's easy. So you give a referral to another agent, you should have a plan that way. So you should contact them within 3 days, find out how it's going. Is there anything I can help you with? Contact them in 10 days. And then what's going to happen there? If somebody gives you a referral, you should have a plan also. So number one is send a thank you card, right? And you can,
let me clarify my question on that. So are you talking about on referrals, are you talking about getting your people maybe that are on they're using your product to refer you to other people?
Exactly.
Follow up with them, or
yes.
you're talking about giving a referral to someone?
Like you can give it or you can get it. So that's where I was going with the get it. So say you get a referral, either a business card or they send you an email. People do this all the time, right? Number one, you have to follow up with that person. Even if you think that like people do this all the time, they'll be like, oh, I sent you somebody. And I'm like, this is so not somebody I can work. It doesn't matter. You still have to follow up with them. You still have to say, awesome, here's somebody that can work with you. But number one, I like a personal note, like in the mail, but you could email them. You have to do that. Then if that person is not immediately like not somebody you want to work with, then you say, okay, I followed up. Thank you so much. I'll let you know how it goes. You need to follow up with the referrer and let them know how it goes. Because we've all done this. We have all referred somebody and then like it's a black hole and you don't know if you help. And what you're trying to do is you want to tell them, I will treat your people the way you would want me to treat your people. Not the way I would want to be treated, but the way you do that. Now for you, if you get a lot of referrals, I know a lot of the MLM girls will get a lot of referrals. They'll get party things, all that for people who may be watching later. But what you want to do is you want to keep following up with that forever, right? And especially because once that person has given you a referral once, you know they're a connector and you're like, okay, this is a person that, send them your business card, send them a Starbucks card, take them to lunch, be really nice to them. Did that help?
Yeah. One thing I'm trying to do is get, sometimes you have a customer that they don't want to jump into your, they want to join you full blown. But they have a great testimony, but they're hesitant to just, they're not going to post it on Facebook themselves, trying to come up with some creative ways, maybe interview them or something like that to be able to use their testimony.
Well, what I do with that,
give them a referral from their friends,
Yeah, well, what I'll do with that sometimes is I will make a graphic. So like on my Etsy store or in my, like if I was doing coaching business, I would put it as a testimonial. And on my Etsy store, I include it as a picture there. Am I frozen?
No.
She's frozen.
Yeah, hang on. I think it's mine.
Yeah, I think it was for a minute.
Everybody froze up a second. Okay.
Yeah, so you can make a graphic of it, and then you can share that graphic on your social media and ask them if you could tag them.
Yeah. A graphic related to their testimony. Yeah. Okay.
So we were just at this wonderful conference all weekend long, and we had things happen, like our photographer got sick and went home the night before it all started.
Oh my gosh!
So we had to pinch hit, or some of us. Anita had to pinch hit. She played about 50 different roles, but I had said to the little photographer, I want a testimony from everyone. What's the thing you loved the most about this? And we didn't do a single one, did we?
Well, whenever you get a testimonial, you want to ask them something that will help your business. So if you say, hey, why do you love Tara? Then I'm going to get random like responses to, well, she's so funny, she's so nice, she talks loud, she does whatever. But if you say, if I want a testimonial about how I help small business owners, I would ask that person, how did I help you get more customers? Like, what was the one thing I said to you that helped you get more customers? Or if you're doing, like, to go back to essential oil sales, if you are selling essential oils to somebody and you say, okay, you know, what was the one thing, which one of the oils really helped your son the most, right? Then you're going to get very specific testimonials rather than just this blanket, oh yeah, she's great, I love her.
Okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of fluff. That's true. Anybody else? Before so, look at her books on Amazon, because I'm telling you, it went on forever and ever. And what y'all didn't hear her say when we were talking before the conference started is I said, oh my gosh, you're one of the most prolific writers on the subject of marketing that I've ever met before. And she said she and her writing partner wrote a book a week for a half of a year. They sat down on Monday, they outlined the thing, they started writing, and they must have Pomodoro'd themselves. We do Pomodoro sessions, you know, where you just really concentrate for 2 hours. And then at the end of the week, they edited and off you go. I mean, I think that, I figured that just was the boost for me, is to find your, you know, your passion and just get to writing about it. We've got to be writing. And like you said, it doesn't have to be a, what do you call it, InDesign formatted book necessarily, although, you know, I like those too. It can be a word.
I like fancy too. If anybody's going to write a book, and I know we like to have free stuff on this, but if you're going to write a book, use Scrivener. It's a book writing program. It's not expensive. Great. It's under $100, but it is totally, it's totally worth it. Scrivener.
Yeah, or use Raymond Publishing House with my company.
Oh, nice.
I'll put our plug in here because I can.
Good.
And Scrivener is just an app to write the book. It helps you stay organized and all that stuff. That's all it is.
Oh, that's good.
It's really handy.
Helps you outline and things like that as well. That's good. I'll have to look at that.
Well, you'll have to send me some stuff about your publishing house, because a lot of times I'll say, all happy, you should use Scrivener. And they go, no, I want a publisher.
Yes. I mean, my first experience was with a publisher who asked me for a book, or I probably would have never written a book. So I kind of lean in the direction of loving the publishing house concept and that sort of thing. But oh my gosh, Tara, thank you so much. I love your I mean, I needed this. I'm still brain dead from the conference. So,
yeah, but now you want to do marketing, don't you?
I'm ready. I'm ready to roll with this list. And I think next time we see you, it'll probably have 300 things on it, but that's okay. Y'all can find her on her website. We put that link in here. I'll save the chat for you. And she does do consultations, $99 for an hour. I don't know if you wanted me to tell them that, but you know, if you really want someone, if you want someone to talk to you about you, because she had to be kind of general here, I'm thinking that might be something I would really like to do as well. Yay. So God bless you, and we will keep,
nice to meet all you. And,
keep in touch.
If you ask questions on the group, I will be more than, I'm going to make sure to pop in and answer them. Okay. Or go to my website. You can always email me forever. I answer all my emails, Tara@marketingartfully.com.
All right. Thank you so much.
I was going to say, don't apologize for talking fast, because the people you're talking to, they're business people. They need to be serious and ready to get information. So
lay it on.
I think you're just right.
Let me do the quickest. Right, ladies. Let me do a quick goodbye prayer, and we'll off we'll go. Father God, we would just ask you to bless us with a takeaway from this, something we really just popped out at us that we really want to do. And then we would ask you to bless Tara and the work that she does, her book sales, her Etsy shop, her eBay store, etc. Bless her with an abundant, bless her with 10 times. And we ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Sarah, do you have time for a 5-minute talk?